The best thing about ice is that it's so alive. Every day it changes. You know, it can melt a bit, it can bend. It's very plastic. Nobody has full control on the ice. In any work, or especially as an architect, in any project, you want to have a full control down to every single bolt or screw or to every millimeter. Ultimately, it will melt and disappear, which I know a lot of people think is sad or well, strange, but I think is one of the most fascinating things about ice.
So Luca Roncaroni is an architect from Norway. He's an Italian, and he has done a ton of work with ice and snow. He's won the Warming Huts competition independently on 2 separate years, and we invited him back this year when we knew we were going to be doing a massive project with ice. He's the only guy, I think, that could do a project like this.
It's called the Stackhouse. It's designed by Anish Kapoor. He does a lot of incredible installation, very often of big sizes and very often site-specific. And this is not an exception because it's very site-specific and very tightly connected to the frozen river and to the Warming Huts project. I had to read the email twice when I read Kapoor's name because I thought it was, it's one of my favorite artists. And really I was super thrilled to get a chance to work with him and with the material that I love, like ice, and with really good people that I learned to know the last 5-6 years here in Winnipeg.
What happens is the river trail stimulates other people, the creative thoughts, and the Forks' role is just to help it happen and create this kind of gravitas that really makes for an interesting place. When you do that, people start to notice. So now you can talk to guys like Anish Kapoor and guys like Luca who, could work anywhere in the world with ice. He just wants to be part of it. So he'll come here from Norway to just build this Anish Kapoor piece.
When we planned the whole process, we knew there were going to be 3 stages of construction. There was going to be the harvesting portion. The harvesting portion involves using a very big saw that's mounted to a bobcat to cut blocks of ice that are approximately 1 meter by 2 meters and whatever thickness the ice is. This year the ice is about 65 centimeters. And then we had 2 milling stations. We had one mill that cut horizontally, cut the ice into 20 centimeter slabs, and then we had another mill that cut vertically and it chopped off the end so we had square blocks to work with. There's the process of lifting those blocks very carefully and sliding them onto what we're calling the deck, which is the flat portion of the stack. 23 layers later, you have a hut.
Oh, the ice is it's really good. It's so clear that once you polish it with a chisel, I would say that you could read a newspaper through a whole block, a full block, 1 meter. The main concept behind the hut is the dialogue between 2 basic geometric forms. So we have the cube on the outside, so the spectators will see a big cube of 4.5 meters. And once you get through the door, you will get into a spheric, round room. Another key component about the concept of Anish Kapoor is the density of light, how the light will hit the ice and come through into the inner space. So in different part of the huts, the ice wall will have different thicknesses, and therefore the light will also change.
Construction on the project's, I think, gone really well, all things considered. We can't control the weather, and on the few days where it went above 0 and we actually started losing volume in the ice and some of the ice started deteriorating to the point that it was not usable, obviously there was just simply nothing we could do. Luca's done an amazing job of thinking through all the variables, especially dealing with a material that's constantly changing.
It's always a very kind of feeling of accomplishment. It's very nice, I think, to do something with your hands and build up something. It personally gives me much more than doing a 3D model on a computer, even though you know the forms, you know the shapes, you know the proportion, but when you see it in front of you, it's very, very rewarding.